Hi everyone, and welcome back to my journey back to my country of birth, Suriname, where I travel with my dad in 2023 and have the most heartwarming experiences. Without running water in the guest house, the only running water is the river. So we head over to the river and start doing our dishes. And it is a very common practice for only the women to do this, accompanied by the children. For breakfast, we have some piranha. So, that is actually a delicious fish that I believe has been caught by a local fisherman. This barrel of drums are the gasoline that fuel the generator. The entire village is hooked up to a single set of generators and they only run for 4 hours a day. So, in those 4 hours, you have to charge your devices and do anything that requires electricity because after that it will be shut off. After all the chores and in yet another new outfit, we head on over to the Gaman with a number of the supplies that we will be gifting him. And I was told that there will be a ceremony, but at this point I'm still not sure what this entails. As we walk to the village, I take some snapshots, like this beautiful giant tree at the entrance next to the river, as well as the Kutu Oso. This literally means the greeting house. This is where the elders of the tribe come together, or families can come together, or visitors can be received. It functions as a place of meeting, of gathering, kutu meaning greeting, and also meaning house. Every single village has one. I'm still learning so many things about the Saramaccan culture. One thing that I learned this day is that if you go for an official meeting as a woman, you always bring an additional cloth. Here you see it draped around her arm. The purpose is that when we sit down, we drape this additional piece of cloth over our knees so that in no case or scenario um, our knees show, which is a sign of disrespect if we were not to have this piece of cloth, especially for a meeting so important as this one with the Gaman. The ceremony takes place in the special meeting hut that is only for the Gaman. As is customary, we first start out with gifting him the supplies that we have brought, a contribution to him personally, his wife, and the village. Then the ceremony begins. The entire ceremony will be conducted in the Saramaccan language. Since I don't speak it, they literally have to show me what to do. This is the commencement of the prayer because that's what's being done. The ancestors are invoked, and I am being introduced as a member of the Saramaccan tribe. The first prayer comes to an end, and it's been concluded by another pouring of alcohol on the ground. Next, we will be led to the Gaman. He will continue the prayer and introducing me to the ancestors, invoking the help of those who've gone before us, our elderly, going back many, many generations. It's important that they know who I am. so that they can protect me here on earth and watch over me. I am so moved, even as I record this, at what it's meant to me to be welcomed back in a tribe where I've always belonged, but I've never necessarily experienced or felt it. My dad comes stand next to me to support me in this extremely emotional and touching moment. I'm sure you can imagine the pride that my dad feels in this moment, and the honor that has been bestowed on me, and the gratitude that I feel for this ceremony to have taken place for me by none other than our Gaman. It means so much to me that it will be the seed that will continue to steer the new direction my life will go and take from 2023 forward. For that, stay tuned to the channel and watch it unfold. That was just the first half of our day. There is still a whole day ahead of us. And today we are going to plant cassava, or yuca in Spanish, on her plot of land outside the village. Now, I can tell you this is by far the most strenuous thing I have done, and for her, this was just a regular old chore that she did, carrying everything on our head. Now, we were lucky, and she had a friend with a canoe who was willing to help and transport most of our things via boat, but we were gonna walk. And this is where we met up with her again. And for the last leg of the journey, we had to carry everything from the boat to her plot of land. Now, this is uphill, downhill, in the humid Amazon jungle tropics. I can tell you, I was completely beat by the time we got there, and the work even still had to get started.
Het zweet guts van me af. Ik ben kapot. We zijn alleen nog maar aangekomen. En die dames gaan meteen aan het werk. Woe.
They literally sit me down in order to catch my breath. It is so hot, and I'm just done. I am really totally exhausted. And they set out straight to work. Mind you, we carried so many supplies up that hill, and it all had to do with being able to plant, so having plant material, and once we're done, harvest and bring that back as well. After being able to catch my breath for a little while, it is time for me to try my hand at planting cassava. Here in the foreground you see a developing young plant, and these are the cuttings used to grow the plants.
Yeah, baby. Baby tá de caçaba.
Cassava planten.
Ja. Ja, goed zo.
Zo.
Ja, goed zo.
Mag ik die even?
Ja.
Hoi.
Kijk daar. Oh. Blijf. Is goed. Prima.
I could almost forget the intense beauty that's all around me, especially when you are in the interior of Suriname. The tropical plants and flowers are just gorgeous and so colorful, and they are everywhere. So I try to take a moment and really enjoy my surrounding as well. On her way back, her friend spots a specific palm tree, I don't know which one, that was bearing fruits. And these fruits you can actually boil, and they're quite starchy. I love them, and turns out once I tasted them that I've had these before. But like I've mentioned in some previous videos, I was only 3 years old when we left Suriname. That means my memory is really only triggered when I taste something, smell something, or hear something. And I'm just fascinated with how that works. But apparently, I have had this before, and even now, I still don't know what it's called. To my delight, we were all able to travel back via boat. So we only had to carry the harvest and all of our gear back for a little while and then travel back to the village by boat because the plot is upstream. It was too hard for her to paddle all of us to the plot, but now we'll be going downstream. It's a lot easier, and we are quite low in the in the water, so the bottom we bumped the bottom of this little creek at some point. She It is not a motorized boat, so she's actually using an oar, a traditional wooden carved oar, to get us out of the creek and navigate onto the river. Just imagine how skilled you have to be and knowledgeable of every single rock in this river where you can't see through. You can't see through the water. Everything is brown in the Amazon. So I am once again blown away by their skills and strength, dexterity, fortitude. We have worked on that plot of land for hours. It did rain at some point, but it's like getting a warm shower. It doesn't cool the air down in any way. And it's not that far by boat traveling downstream, so now we're already back at Asinopo. But carrying all that stuff, going to the plot of land, doing the work, I am just amazed and I have so much respect. For this is just a snapshot in the daily life of Saramaccan women who live in the interior of Suriname. We complete this beautiful, emotional, awe-inspiring day with a warm, home-cooked meal. Remember, no Uber Eats or delivery service in the Amazon jungle. And my gratitude goes out to my dad and Jeanette and everyone who had made this particular trip possible. Thank you for watching. I'd love to hear from you, so like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.